Welcome to Poco Loco. It's the perfect spot downtown for a skinny margarita and delicious food. But they're undergoing some big changes, taking this boring brick wall and transferring you to the beautiful oceanfront of Mexico and Cuba. Well, you never have to leave their patio. That's right, they're also installing a patio. I met up with local artist Michael Palmer that will be creating this masterpiece.
The wall itself has 3 windows in it, and the building owner didn't want those windows covered up. So they either had to be ignored in the design or incorporated into the design. In the abstract design, it was easy to just ignore them, and there was a lot of color and a lot of movement and so on. But for the Cuban-Mexican design, we decided to incorporate them into a design that looks like you're on the streets of Cuba on the right-hand side where the windows are, and then the left-hand side of the wall is going to be the Mexican side. So it's kind of half and half, just like the restaurant is. It's 25 feet high, 55 feet wide. And in the sketch, what I did is I divided it into 4 sections. And that will kind of help make it easier by breaking it into pieces. The 4 sections are basically equal size. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to have some volunteers help me, probably about a dozen volunteers, and we're going to put a primer coat on, all white. As we're going to start at one end and work down to the other end, I'm going to try to do the majority of this in 3 days.
This is the first mural that I've done, as I mentioned before, and it's more of a construction project than I realized. I want it to be an art project, but there's a lot of construction aspects to it, with the lift that I had to get, and I had to put it on a trailer to haul it in, and the tools and the ladders and all of that. So that's a big part of that I don't have experience with. It's a learning process, and a lot of that has been time consuming, although once you learn it, that's it. You know, once you learn it, you've got it. The first day, even though I worked probably 8 or 9 hours on it, I probably only spent 2 hours painting. We had a few people that were painting, and we got a lot done in a couple of hours, but all the other time was used chasing after paint or supplies or equipment or whatever it might be. And so that's time consuming. So then I found out that there are parts of the wall that I can't reach with the lift that I have. And that's just, we have a scissor lift, which was donated very nicely. But there's areas of the parking lot that are not level. So you don't want to take a lift up on the wall 19 feet in the air in an area that's not level. And so we had to do some things there. I still need to get some plywood, which will help level it out for some other areas. So I've got some areas of the wall that I haven't even been able to prime. And then I started thinking, rather than worry about the things that I can't do, let me just worry about the things that I can do. And once I did that, I started making quite a bit of progress. There's 3 buildings that are going to be here. There's a pink one, a blue one, and a yellow one. And so I was able to get to the roof line for the pink building. And I knew that I was able to prime that. So I decided I'll put the pink color on and the pink highlights and all the windows and the arches and so on. And that's where I've kind of been working on today and late yesterday. So it's time consuming for sure. It's going to be an ongoing project that I'm going to have to work around my other work schedule. And there's a lot of detail to add at the ground level. And so anybody who wants to volunteer to help paint cars on or paint people on the wall, you don't even have to be on a ladder to do that. And I can help you. I can draw it on the wall, and you can kind of fill it in like a coloring book. I have a Facebook page, which is Michael Palmer Artist. Those have links to a GoFundMe page, which we've raised almost $2,000 for the project, and that's pretty darn good, to be honest with you. We still need a little bit more money for this project, a little bit more paint probably, and so people can make donations there, and we really appreciate that.
Keep up on Michael's Facebook page to know when you can come out and make Toledo beautiful.